Hey team, how's it going? Welcome to day 14. So today you are going to be focusing on editing through your writing. So first you're going to be editing and going through that checklist. If you didn't start that yesterday, you can do it today. And then you are also going to be starting either rewriting on paper or typing your work. Some of you have been typing all along, and that's okay. You'll just make your edits right in the document and go from there. But if you're someone who is writing on paper at this time, you can either choose to rewrite on paper again, just in clear, nice writing, or you can type yours. It's going to be different for every family, right? Because some of you are sharing devices, some of you don't have keyboards. It would be super hard to type on a tablet. It is not required for you to type this at all, but you do need to make some sort of final draft that's nice and clear and easy to read. Okay, so the first thing that I want you to do is follow the editing checklist. So we know as writers that writing is split up into paragraphs for a reason, right? Not only does it give our eyes a place to rest, but it organizes the writing in a really clear way so that we have an introduction, reason 1, reason 2, reason 3, and a conclusion. That each of those are clearly their own paragraphs. They have a space between them if you're writing, and that each one of those starts with an indentation, or that 2-finger space before you begin writing. You also want to make sure that your reasons each get their own paragraph. So if reason 1 and reason 2 kind of get mixed together, you really want to make sure that they're separated, that reason 1 is clearly in its own paragraph and reason 2 is in another paragraph, so that things aren't getting mixed together. You want the reader to be able to follow the 3 clear reasons. The next thing you're going to do is make sure that every single sentence starts with a capital letter. This is one that I feel like slips through the cracks sometimes in 4th and 5th grade. Every sentence, every time, first letter is capitalized. Make sure that's true for every single sentence. You can also go and check for correct spelling. So in some cases, this is going to be easier than others. I don't want you just running across the house saying, "Mom, how do I spell this word?" Right? She might be working. She might be busy. This is your work. You're in 4th and 5th grade. You can do this on your own, okay? If a word doesn't look like you think it normally does, like if you notice that the word because doesn't look like it does when you're reading a book, take a moment. It might not come to you immediately, but think, how have I seen that word spelled before? And then think about what resources you have that you can figure out how to spell that word on your own instead of running over to an adult in the house, okay? A lot of you can check this just by typing in the word on Google or in a tablet search or something like that. Many of you have dictionaries. Many of you have books that you can reference. I'm sure many of your books have the word because or many other words that are included in your writing. If you did any research, if you were looking online for any of this information, you might be able to reference back to that website you looked at or that article or that newspaper piece or magazine that you saw, and they might have the word spelled properly. If you're typing this on Office 365, use spell check. Use the tools that you have. That's probably the easiest one because it gives you suggestions, but just make sure that the suggestion that they give you is one that you actually want, right? And then the last thing is making sure that you have transition words in each paragraph, either at the beginning or connecting ideas throughout. Those are the main editing pieces. Now, on the document, the checklist that I sent out, I also have checklists for an introduction, the main paragraphs, and the conclusion. And then at the end, some things to think about and a bonus. I think if you were following along for all of these days, you should be able to check off your introduction, main paragraph, and conclusion pretty easily, as well as some of the pieces and things to think about. The bonus, however, I added just as I was thinking, normally when I teach this unit and we're in class and things are flowing organically, I ask you to include, if you have time, a 4th body paragraph. Not everybody's going to do this. You do not have to do this. But it is kind of one of those advanced pieces that I like to offer up. In this 4th body paragraph, if you would like to do it, I like to challenge kids to anticipate the opposing argument. So what would someone who doesn't agree with you say? And then address that and come up with an argument against it. For example, if someone said in my piece that I was writing on last week about how we should live a zero waste lifestyle, if someone said that that was more likely to be a waste of time and not help anything, because not enough people are doing it, I might say in my paragraph, some people may argue that living a zero waste lifestyle is a waste of time and money. In my opinion, though, it is our only option. I think that the more you practice a zero waste lifestyle, the easier it is to follow, which means that eventually you won't be wasting your time. Instead, you will have new healthy routines, right? So I'm taking what I think someone would say and then giving my argument against that. And why my idea is better. Okay? So that is my task for you today. This is the last day you will be writing this piece and editing and adding things. You can go ahead and get started. All right. Bye.